So, Tatum, tell me about how you grew up, where you grew up.
Okay, so I grew up in San Diego, California. I lived in the same house my whole entire life. And I grew up in a little like beach town type thing called Pacific Beach. So super close to the beach. Um, I like grew up with all the same people going to elementary school, middle school, high school with like the same people. And yeah, so I would say like it's definitely not like a small town at all. But once I got to college, I definitely realized it was more of like a small town feel because I just knew like I was in this bubble my whole life. So that definitely was like kind of a something new in college I didn't expect to feel. Um, but yeah, so I feel like it was honestly I had a pretty like normal to me childhood, but um, yeah, I just like grew up, had my group of friends. Like I would say I didn't really have a great group of friends or like yeah, I wouldn't say I had a great group of friends like throughout middle school and high school until probably like my sophomore year of high school, and then I really was able to find my people like junior and senior year of high school. Um, and yeah, that was definitely like a work in progress. But yeah.
So, how was growing up with alopecia?
Yeah. So I have a strain of alopecia called ectodermal dysplasia, which is like passed down genetically from my dad. Growing up with it was definitely really hard. Obviously, as like a girl in general, and of course, like a younger girl, it was really difficult to grow up with it just because I always knew that I looked different, and obviously like kids are very like no filter. So it was hard because like whenever everyone started having like crushes in like elementary school and middle school, like I was never able to be like a part of that because I never had like anything romantic before like coming to college like at all. And so like growing up with that has definitely like kind of shaped this idea in my head that that's really hard to like get rid of. But yeah, I would definitely get like bullied a lot in elementary and middle school, and then there was just always this like uncomfortability like around like new people. Even now sometimes I'm a super like social and outgoing person, but when I'm around a new group of people that I like completely don't know anyone, I do get anxious just because I know that like obviously I look different and I'm aware of that, and I'm not like self-conscious anymore. But I recently did just shave my head, which was very like crazy for me because I never thought that I would like do that. And it wasn't crazy for a lot of people because like I already like didn't have that much hair. But like doing it, like I don't think people realize like how like insane it is like if you were to just like shave your whole head. Like anyway, but growing up with it was definitely hard, and it definitely like ingrained a lot of ideas in my head about like myself and like my confidence and things like that. But I do feel like growing up looking different or growing up in an abnormal like scenario or anything like that, I feel like it builds a lot of character, which I've come to realize coming to college a lot of people don't have a personality. And so I feel like I'm like okay, like maybe it's great that I went through shit when I was younger because then I like was able to grow from that, and like build character, and then also just like learn um, the art of like not giving a fuck about anything. So I genuinely like it's so freeing to like not care about what people think about me. Obviously, I go through like phases as everyone does of like being self-conscious or like things like that, and like having days where I feel like I'm like the most chopped person on earth. But like that's everyone. So but yeah.
I might
Yeah.
be like I backtracking a
Mhm.
little bit. You
Yeah.
said that you got the strain of
Mhm.
alopecia from your
Mhm.
dad's
Yeah.
side. Does
Yeah.
he also have alopecia?
Yeah, so he has the ectodermal dysplasia, and then so does my grandma on my dad's side. So it
Okay.
stems from my dad's side. So he has it, my grandma has it, and I have it as well. So um, basically it would have just it's like a 50-50% chance. Like if I were to have kids, that they would get it as well,
Okay.
from my knowledge, my understanding. But I don't know like too much about it. It's not very like researched and developed or anything like that. Obviously, there's not like a cure for it or anything like that. So, yeah, it has been very hard just like, going to doctors and trying to like figure out like, oh, like, is there anything like I can take and like to, for hair growth or like genetics wise. Like my mom would always have like me and my sister, because my sister doesn't have it, like she has a full head of hair, but it also like affects like nails, it can affect teeth, eyesight, and sweat glands. So my sister, like, she does have like very patchy eyebrows, and then the nails are a bit like different as well. Mine are like super brittle and they like break really easily. That's another thing. um but yeah, so like my mom would always take us to get like genetic testing for just to see like have it in the system, I guess, for if there is any like not cures, because you really can't like cure something genetic, I guess, but more of like anything out there like research wise. So we would try like heart medication that's supposed to like slow your heart rate down, but one of the side effects is hair growth, like things like that where like side effects are hair growth. That never worked though. But yeah, so I used to have like way thicker hair. Like it was never long, like ever in my life, but it was like way thicker. Like if you look back on my Instagram just like a year ago, it was like super thick, and then it would like get thinner in the winter and then like get thicker in the spring. Is really weird because like that also doesn't make sense. But I was like, okay, whatever. And then eventually it just never really like grew back. So it looked very like patchy, and eventually I was like, okay, I just need to shave it off because yeah. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's definitely been like an adjustment, I would say, because again, I feel like I look completely different. Everyone else doesn't. Like everyone says like it doesn't look that different, but to me, obviously, like, as like yourself, you're going to see like, nitpick, what you look like, or like I look different to you than I look to myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So like things like that. But I haven't been getting any like negative feedback, I guess, and if I did, I wouldn't like really like care. But still, it's been definitely something to adjust to. So yeah.
So what was it like making a transition from your small town in California to college and like the application process? Or, like...
Yeah. So every single person, and if you're from like California, a lot of the time everyone's going to be applying to UCs or SDSU or the CSUs, which is like California State Universities and things like that. I didn't apply anywhere in California like at all. I applied only out of state, just because I wanted to get out of like the bubble that I have. My mom has like ingrained in me like so hard that you can always come home, you can always drop out of college if like need be, you can always travel somewhere and come home whenever you want.
You can always
so
start over.
Exactly, so might as well like go somewhere like while you can. Like when else am I going to be able to like up and leave and just like in the future when I have a job, I'm not just going to be able to be like, okay, well, bye, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to like go explore a new state, and if I absolutely hate it, then you'll figure it out then. So I applied to 3 schools in Colorado. I applied to a few in Oregon. I applied to Washington, like things like that. And Colorado was my first state on like the touring like process. So we came, toured Denver, toured CSU. I thought I was gonna like love CSU. Before we even toured, I was like, oh mom, like I should just like accept my offer. Like I'm gonna love it. I hated it. It was terrible. Sorry, but it was like not my vibe at all. And I didn't even, Boulder was the last school I got into. So when I toured it, I didn't even get into it yet, and I didn't want to go to Boulder at all. Like I didn't want to apply. I didn't want to visit. Like for some reason, I just had this like block against Boulder. I was like, no, I don't want to go there. The only reason I applied is because my college counselor told me to.
That was the exact same thing for me.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Go, like, and then my mom like forced me to go.
Exactly.
No.
I
was like, wait, this is
I know.
nice.
Well, when I visited, I was like, I like got this feeling. I was like, oh, this is like my place. Like it was so beautiful. I went during like spring, like winter. No, I went during winter, so it was super snowy, but it was so gorgeous. And I was like, if I like it in the winter, then I have to like it in the other seasons, So then I got super anxious because I was like, oh gosh, like what if for some reason they don't accept me, even though like the acceptance rate is like 80%. And I was like, what's gonna happen? I love it so much. And so yeah, I got in obviously, and yeah, so I didn't know anyone here. There's two girls from my hometown that I like briefly knew from like jobs and stuff that go here, but like I never really like I've never like hung out or talked to them like too crazy like that. Anything like that. And so yeah, I came here, my parents moved me into the dorm, and I was like, okay, bye. Like, because I've always been a super independent.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I was like, bye. No, I don't want to go to lunch. Like, I want to go to the dining hall. For some reason, I was like so excited over the idea of a dining hall. I still am, because like one swipe is all this food. I'm
so
like, wait,
cool.
it's so nice.
It's
No.
so cool.
But yeah, so I've always been a super independent person. A lot of people don't know, but my sister is on the autism spectrum, and she also has a learning or an intellectual disability. So I've grown up with that, of course.
Is she older or younger?
Yeah, she's 21 years old,
Okay.
so we're 22 months apart. But mentally, like, she's kind of on the range of like 7 to 8 years old. But yeah, so growing up with that was also very, very different than like a lot of most kids my age. Like, and I was very involved like in her life and like just in the life of like children with special needs, because my mom owned two therapy centers for kids with special needs. So I was there every day after school because my sister would be getting therapy, either like occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, all that stuff. So I was very like into all that, and that's why I'm such like a big advocate for kids with special needs or kids with disabilities in general, just because obviously I grew up around that, and that's like been my whole world. So yeah. So that's why I'm super like, I would say like I'm very, very independent. Because also my parents were divorced as well. So that was a huge thing when I was younger, just growing up with like a stepdad, and then my mom's been remarried twice. So my parents divorced when I was 2, which I like don't remember at all. But I remember going back and forth and like the whole like divorced parent thing, and it was like, yeah. So I've always like been with her. Like she's always been like the constant in my life, I guess you could say. And so it was very interesting to see like how it would be coming to college, because I would say she's very like, I think that we're just very, we don't ever really hang out or anything like that, because again, it's not a typical like sister relationship. Yeah. But I do think that we were both like comfort people in each other's lives. So I was curious to see how that would go with me leaving. It wasn't terrible, but I do definitely miss her, and she definitely like misses me as well. She calls me every day. But yeah, so that was definitely something that like affected, I think, the way that I am now, and just like independence, and also just like being very empathetic and sympathetic towards people as well, and just having like a heart, because again, that's another thing in college. Like you learn a lot of people like don't, my friends and I talk about it all the time, but a lot of people come from like really small towns where they know nothing but like normalcy, I guess, of like right, everyone looks like this, everyone acts like this, everyone has money, everyone, you know, we're all very privileged, whatever, and that's great. But in the grand scheme of things, like it's not that great, because now you're in college and you have this like idea that, you know, this is how life is, and then you see all these new people, and like, yeah. So that's definitely something I've noticed as well in college, just like the lack of like self-awareness. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, so yeah.
How has it been in college? Like you started talking a little bit about how like when you first got here, you were kind of struck with this whole like, oh my god, independence.
Oh
thing.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
How is that like? How have you evolved as a person? Basically tell me all about college.
Okay, yeah, okay, great. So I got to college, set everything up great. Like I loved living in the dorms. That's the one thing my friends always make fun of me for, but I literally like loved living in the dorms. I just loved being able to like walk out of my room and like see some shit going down in the hallway, like down, like I don't know, like it was always so like entertaining.
In a really nice dorm too.
Oh yeah, like I know. Well, yeah, our experience might have been a little different than someone living in like Willville, but like, yeah, our dorm was like amazing, and I like everyone in there was so entertaining. Just like there was always some stuff going down. I don't even know, but so yeah, I loved living in the dorms. I loved college, and then about like a week in, it hit me where I was like, oh shit, like I want to drop out, which in hindsight, like obviously it was just homesickness, and I didn't think I would get homesick just because I was so ready to leave home, because towards the end, like, you know, in senior year, my parents and I started like butting heads more because I knew I was leaving soon, and like they had these rules still where I was like, I'm an adult now, like all this stuff. So I was so ready to leave and just like start my own life up and all this stuff, and like leave, I guess, my past behind, because a lot of people had these ideas of me. Like growing up, I was like, I'm gonna admit, like I was pretty annoying, like as like a middle schooler and like things like that. And like, again, like I said, growing up with the same people, they have this idea of you even if you've changed as a person. So I was so excited to like go to a new place where no one knew me. And so yeah, I was also just like getting used to being around all these people. Like I said, kind of that anxiety of like, I know I look different. Are these people going to judge me? Like things like that. And I, you know, during the first week I would get like, I honestly got a little bit bullied the first week just by like all these like stupid guys, and like would yell things at me and like be rude, and I was like, oh my god, like I hate my life. But eventually like talked to my parents, like they were like, okay, well, you're obviously not dropping out, like you're there for a week, so just like keep going. And then this is when my whole like TikTok extravaganza started of like my roommate and I made like a stupid like satire TikTok, and I posted it and went to bed, and then I woke up and it was at like 100,000 views like overnight, and I was like, oh, okay, like what just happened? And so I started posting more videos like that, and then I also, at this point, I went through the rush process, like the sorority recruitment process, and I was posting like OOTDs and all this stuff, like outfits wise, went through recruitment, like ended up like in a sorority, and then my big was like, oh, Tatum, like you should run with this, like start making Get Ready With Me's or Day in My Life. And it was so weird because like I hated how my voice sounded on the phone. Obviously I don't care now because I mean it's been like a year and a half, but at first
like your job now.
Right, at first it was so weird, like I was like, I don't want to talk, like so I would make Get Ready With Me's like with no audio, just like music. And then like those started like blowing up, and then I made a video about how I was at the airport and the Starbucks worker gave me my drink for free because he thought I had cancer. He was like, you're fighting a good fight. I was like, what? I was like really confused at first because I didn't know what he was like even saying, and then I was like, wait, what the hell? And I posted a video about that, and I literally just like hit post, and I went to class. I thought nothing of it, and then I got back from class and it was like at 800,000 views. I was like, wait, what? Like, wow. What is going on? And I like vividly remember, and then I went out that night and like it hit 1 million views, and I was like, what's going on? And like obviously like my followers went up crazy, because I never posted on TikTok like that type of stuff. Like in high school, I would post like stupid videos like with my friends, like dancing or whatever, like random videos. But I mean, obviously never went viral. And so after that, I was like, oh my God, like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep running with this because obviously, and then I was getting noticed a lot, like around campus and things like that. And it was like so weird to me. And like, then I had like Princess Polly reach out to me for like a brand deal, which I still work with them, which is so insane. And like, so cool. Just all these, like, I worked with like a sorority merch company as well, and like just like little like companies, whatever, sending me PR and things like that. And then like on the Hill, Rush Bowls, and I have like a collab and things like that. So it's like it's opened so many doors that I never even could have imagined. And it's crazy because I don't know what college is like outside of that because it happened so early into my like freshman year. So like I didn't like experience college not being like a micro influencer or whatever. That's right. Like I don't even like calling myself an influencer because I feel like it's so cringe, but because it's just specific to Boulder. So Boulder celebrity, as Yak likes to say. But anyway, so yeah, that happened. That took off. And I was like loving my life in college. Like it was amazing. I think that TikTok and like going viral and things like that almost helped me like have a, I guess, like passion, like a reason to like wake up and make these videos and this and that, where I wasn't thinking about, oh, I miss home, or oh, like this and that, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of gave me something to do, I guess, because I came in as an environmental studies major, realized I hated that like 2 weeks in, so it was like, okay, like now what? But yeah, and I'm so lucky. I had a great time finding friends. Like I have a really great group of friends. And I'm still friends with my freshman year roommate. We're living together next year. And then we met a girl also in Baker. She lived like on the first floor. We met, and now we're all like friends and things like that. And then some other girls down the hall in Baker as well. And so we're a huge group. It's amazing. And like we've stayed friends, which is great. I think it's a good sign. Like it's been over a year. So I'm like, okay, like whatever. These are my friends and I'm not complaining about it. Like,
there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Very simple. Like I love meeting new people, but it's hard for me to like feel inclined to want to get close to new people when I already have like a solid group, because for me, I'd rather have like quantity over quality.
Absolutely.
So that's why it was kind of hard for me being in a sorority. I had all these like, you know, obviously like my sorority sisters, whatever, but I was already so like in deep with my other group of friends that I like didn't feel the need to like get super close to anyone else. And I feel like by then everyone kind of already had their groups, whereas like people were in the same mindset as me. So yeah, I had like, you know, girls I would talk to, whatever, but I didn't really get too close with like anyone except like I love my big. I still call her my big, even though I dropped my sorority, but she's amazing. Like I love her. We hang out sometimes, time to time, but yeah. And so then yeah, I just came back for second semester after break, continued the TikTok thing, and I was getting like recognized like a lot when I would go out. It was never like on campus like during the day as much, but when you go out to frats, like it's insane. Like it's like so weird to me because now this year like people ask to take photos with me and things like that, and I'm like I literally am just a college student who posts on TikTok. Like it's like, because to me I'm like whatever, but then to freshmen, because all my content over the summer was tailored to freshmen because I had nothing else to really post about. Right. So I would just post about like, oh, incoming freshmen, like this is what you need to know, these are the dining halls, like stuff like that, whatever that I would have loved to see as a freshman, because there was nothing about Boulder when we were incoming freshmen. I feel like I didn't see anything on TikTok about it. So yeah, I just I'm like glad that I started this like whole TikTok thing. Now I'm not as serious about it, you could say, where I'm stressed about making these videos. If I don't post for a week, then I don't really like care that much, just because I feel like I've already established myself. I feel like with the like TikTok influencers right now, I feel like I still have relevance. I'm not really like fighting for relevance. Not that I would be anyway, because it's like I'm not gonna like try that hard because I just post like random videos. But like,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you make money on TikTok?
I do. I make like not that much money though. It's very small. Basically, you get, once you hit 10,000 followers, you join the creator fund, and then your views sink drastically for like a few months because TikTok is like, I don't want to pay you, so I'm not gonna push your videos out. But after getting over that hump, like you get paid, like there's an RPM, so the amount of money you make per 1,000 views. So basically your video has to get over 1,000 views for it to even like be eligible, and it has to be over a minute long. There's so many like,
oh my god,
yeah, it's insane. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And so obviously a lot of my videos are over a minute long, but then it's like this amount of people have to watch it for more than 5 seconds in order for it to get paid, and then whatever. Like it's definitely, I thought it would be way simpler than that, but it's definitely not. So yeah, I get paid probably like $30 a month. Like it's not something that I consider like a job at all. I did last year just because I had these brand deals and things like that. And like when I do like lock in these brand deals, which I don't partner with like a lot of like companies that may be reaching out to me just because I feel like it's unauthentic to my like my viewers, I guess. I hate seeing ads on TikTok. I hate it so much. Like I feel like it's like TikTok is now so bombarded with ads that it's like, what am I even doing? Like I'll search something up and like TikTok shop ads that I'm not even searching for come up, and I'm like, what? Like
and it's like completely unrelated.
Exactly, completely unrelated. It's so annoying. So I hate like filming ads, things like that. But Princess Polly I've been partnered with for over like a year now, almost a year now. So it's like, I don't really tailor that as like an ad. It's more like, oh, here's this haul that I got. But yeah, so it's been really cool. But I think the biggest thing this year now is that since I'm an established like content creator, I guess you could say, is now I have these like ins and like more opportunities have like arisen for me. So like now that a lot of people know who I am, it's really easy to like make connections because people know of my name or my face or whatever it may be. And so like when I'm like applying for jobs, like I have these like connections of like, I worked at Pliables for a day actually. But the guy who got me the job like initially was following me on TikTok, and then like we were like DMing for a little bit, and he was like, oh, like let me like help you get the job here, and I did. So that was really cool. I realized I didn't have enough time for it, so that sucked. But I recently was a part of a Venmo commercial as well from a guy that like knew of me, reached out to me, and he was like, hey, I have this super cool opportunity if you want to like be a part of it. I was like, hell yeah. So I helped film clips for like a Venmo commercial that's like being aired like all over football right now, college football. And then yeah, I was also like in some of the commercials that they like put on like TikTok or Instagram, which was like so crazy. So like things like that, I guess. I feel like it's more of like the like, I don't know what you would call like kind of like, I don't know what the word would be, but I don't know, like not TikTok itself, but like the opportunities that come out of that is like the coolest part of it. So I do continue to post on TikTok. I don't post as nearly as much as I did last year, but I do continue to like try to stay relevant a little bit. But again, it's like I feel like I have nothing to talk about this year because nothing interesting happens to me anymore. My freshman year, I don't know what I was on. I just talked about that in my Get Ready With Me today. But like, if I tried to do half the things I did last year, I just can't. Like this Halloween weekend, I went out Thursday, went out sober Friday, and stayed in Saturday. Like I was like, I can't do it. I don't know how I did it last year, but it was definitely an experience this year. But yeah, so far I'm like enjoying college. I'm going to graduate a year early, which is super cool. Cause I did IB in high school, so I got a bunch of credits.
What's your major?
Strategic communications, and then unofficially I'm going to go on the advertising track, but we decide that next year.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's very fitting to like obviously like what I do already. Yeah, so when I switched my majors, I decided like, okay, well I love TikTok, obviously, like content creation, working with brands, so like how can I like tailor my major to that? And so now just learning about like advertising and like, you know, things like that. I do want to end up working for like an advertising firm maybe, or like a brand, or something of that sort. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where that leads. But so far it's been a very like chill year of college. I did really want to drop out at the beginning of the year once again, but I feel like everyone goes through that. I've realized like everyone goes through it, and it's just a matter of when. So obviously I'm still here, so yeah.
What has been your experience socially in college? A little bit more about that.
Yeah, so
especially being in like the public eye like that.
Yeah, it's been very like mixed, I would say. I do think that like again, at first, like before I started posting TikToks, I was a very like anxious, very quiet, because I didn't like, you know, all these people I don't know anyone. And then after I started posting on TikTok, I honestly I feel like there's almost this like idea of just like relief knowing that. And when I say these things, it's like not to be like cocky, like, oh, everyone knows me or whatever, or I do this and that. But like, since a lot of people do know me, I feel like they're less inclined to do something shitty towards me because maybe they think like, oh, well, everyone knows this girl, or oh, she might go post about it on TikTok or whatever. You know what? They can keep thinking that because it's great. Like I honestly feel like I fit in more in college than I ever did in like high school and middle school and things like that, which is feels great. Um, and there's like I feel like a relief of like social pressure because when I go out, I just do whatever. Like I hang out with my friends. I don't care what people think. Like when I was in a sorority, it was a little harder because since there was so much, like so many eyes on me, if I would do it, like if I did anything, if I messed up, like it would somehow like I was scared it would somehow get back to like my sorority or things like that. Since so many people know you can't fuck up as much, or else they're gonna have this idea of you. Or like if I accidentally ignore someone or say no to a photo, like I get posted about on Yik Yak saying I'm a bitch. Like sorry, I didn't want to take a photo. I look chop as fuck right now. Like I like sorry, like but yeah, and so when I was in a sorority, it was kind of a prominent issue just being in that social eye of like, okay, well, if I'm at a frat and I do this, it's going to get back to my sorority and then, you know, whatever it may be. And so it's kind of a 50-50 of like, I love going out and meeting new people and people know me and like people are nice to me because they know me from TikTok, or the other side of it is people have this eye on me so I can't like do anything. Not that I would do anything stupid. Like I feel like I've like PR trained myself like when I started getting into this where like people think I'm a bitch now. I don't know why. You should have like met me in high school because I was like way worse in high school. Like for me, like I'm not going to let people step all over me. And I think that's the thing that people get mixed up is like, there's a difference between being a bitch and just sticking up for myself.
And it's also like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like if you like grew up with people that
mm-hmm.
weren't maybe the kindest
mm-hmm.
to you and like having this eye on you all the time because like
mm-hmm.
because you are like unique and you're different.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And like some people just don't like to see people shine
right,
like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like it's so understandable and relatable for
mm-hmm.
you to have like this guard up and to like be maybe a little bit more weary when you meet new people.
Right. Yeah, because at first, like, you know, you never know. For me, I never know if people are coming up to me in like a making fun of me way or a genuine way. Like a lot of the times when guys come up to me and ask for photos, I'm like, like, okay, like, yeah, but also like, like where's this going? Your frat group chat? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so like just the other day at this like Halloween party I was at, these guys came up to me and asked for a photo and their vibe was just so weird. I can always sense when there's like a weird vibe of like you're low-key making fun of me, like wanting a photo. But I never say no. Like I've only ever said no a few times to a photo because again, like I don't want people to have this idea of me of like, oh, she's cocky, or oh, she doesn't want a photo, oh, she thinks she's all that, like whatever. Like I'll just say yes, take the photo and go along with my life. But I was like, okay, these are weird vibes. But yeah, so again, I think it's died down like finally of like I also don't go out as much anymore, so that's probably why, but yeah, it is fun to meet a lot of new people and like hear like some girls are like, "Oh my, you're the reason I came to Boulder," or like you helped me like find my roommate, or like
that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like super cool because I'm like, "Oh, like I'm actually making a difference," of like you know, because obviously when I came to Boulder, I searched it up on TikTok, there was like nothing about Boulder, about dorms or anything like that. And so that's why I started making that content, because I was like, it helps so much, especially for someone that may not be able to afford to come visit or come for admitted students day or, you know, whatever it may be. So that's really the reason why like I did all that, because I would have loved to see that when I was on the search for like a college. But yeah, so but it's been very like weird. I think about it all the time when I'm like going to bed. I'm like, what would college be like if I wasn't a Boulder micro influencer, or if I didn't have this like group of friends? Like I always wonder what it would be like. And it is very interesting to think about like how much different your life could be if like one little thing like didn't happen or did happen. So, and that's probably what a lot of like other people think too, like, you know, the other Boulder influencers. I bet they think that all the time, because it is like just one video has to go viral and then you're kind of like in, like, you know, so yeah.
Tell me about Yik Yak.
Yeah. Yik Yak is a place. Like, oh my God. For the people that don't know, because a lot of schools do use Yik Yak, but a lot of people don't know what it is. It's basically just anonymous Twitter, like tailored to just your school. So you could imagine when people are behind a screen and behind like a anonymous username, it can get pretty crazy. But I get posted a lot on Yik Yak. I got posted a lot at the beginning of this year and at the end of last year with people just like saying random stuff. Like just like I save them all because I think some of them are so funny. But like let me read you guys some of these because it's insane. But yeah, so basically people started just posting stuff. Like recently a lot of people texted me asking if I was okay. I said, well, why wouldn't I be okay? Well, Yik Yak said you got hit by a bus. I genuinely don't know where that stemmed from, but the other day I'm at the gym, like, hitting a nasty leg day. Are you okay? Like, I heard you got hit by a bus. Like, Yik Yak said you got hit by a bus. I was like, girl, what? I'm at the gym right now. I was like, now I'm kind of scared to walk home. What if I get hit by a bus? Like, but, anyway, so people just, like, let's see. I don't know. People say stuff like, let's see. Oh my God. Hello. Saved post. Okay, there we go. Like, none of my friends want to drink tonight, even though bald girl got hit by a bus. Blackout for Tatum tonight. Like, things like that where I'm like, what? How are these people coming up with things like that? Like, I'm not even like, when I see Yik Yaks, I never get offended. I never get my feelings hurt because I know that it, like, I always imagine like an incel man in the like bottom of a basement just being like I don't know. And I also like started to wonder like how many of these people that are posting about me on Yik Yak have I like passed by like walking to class. Like I always wonder that. Like it's very interesting. Yeah, but just I don't know, things like people will post pictures of me, and like at the beginning of the year people were doing like polls on like who they like better, me or Chicago Barbie, which is another like Boulder influencer, and like they would literally put it on their whiteboards on their dorms for like voting, and I'm like, guys, like what? Like her and I's content is very like different, I would say, like what we actually talk about. So I was like, we don't need to like pin ourselves against each other, like I don't know. But yeah, and that was a very like the bus thing, honestly I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I just, like my best friend Anna like actually like could not stay off Yik Yak that whole night, and she started like laughing and would like comment on the Yik Yaks being like, is the bus okay? Like girl, what? Like who are you, an ally or no? But yeah, so that was interesting. And then during, you know, when I was in my sorority during these like Greek weeks and stuff, or like these dances, people were like, oh my God, like CU Boulder calls me bald girl. Like I don't think half of the people here know my name, so they're like, oh my God, bald girl is dancing, oh my God, this and that. I'm like, yes guys, like okay, sure, that's my name. Like but yeah, so it's definitely been interesting to see myself get talked about online. Or like one time I saw this girl, my friend sent me this girl's day in my life, and it was like a photo one where like you swipe through, and then all of a sudden it's just a photo of me, and it's like saw bald girl, spotted bald girl. I'm like, okay, so like yes. And I always can tell when people are taking sneaky photos of me. The other day this guy was passing by me and he was like filming me. I was like okay, sure. Like, and then like so yeah, and then when people, I can also tell when people are like notice me and like tell their friends, because like they'll be talking with their friends and then they'll go completely silent and like look over at their friend, and then like they'll all like both look at me and I'm like, okay, like okay, sure. And just like people that I wouldn't even know, like adults in Target or adults in Trader Joe's will be like, I see your TikToks. Or like during family weekend, like parents were coming up to me saying like they watched my videos to help their kids like with the like process, and I'm like, this is weird, like but like super cool weird. Like it's just interesting how like, and then I'm like, okay, so how many of these parents are seeing my thirst traps? Like actually one time, oh my God, this is actually the funniest thing. Go to Boil Daddy, the waitress recognized me, and they were like, oh, like if you post a video, like we'll give you like a little discount. And I was like, okay, well we already had a video ready to be posted. And the like older man that like the manager or the owner, like I don't know who it was, but he was like, oh, let me follow your TikTok on the company page so we can like see your video. I follow it, and like the most recent video I had was like a thirst trap from the night before. And I just vividly remember like him go, like he walked away, and then all I hear is the audio from the thirst trap replay like 5 times.
Oh my god.
I was like, I know this man is not in the back watching my thirst trap over and over. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete it. I was like, I'm creeped out a little bit, but I'm like, I mean, that's what comes with like posting on social media is you never know who's gonna be seeing your videos, I guess. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it was oh my god, it was so funny. Like my friends and I still talk about it. But yeah, so overall like my friends do get sometimes annoyed when I ask them to film stuff for me, or when we're walking somewhere and like everyone on the hill is drunk and they're all like, one time I was walking down the hill and this girl like shrieked at the top of her lungs. I was like, guys, I'm really not that like that. I'm not that like I'm not that like I don't like I was like, okay, like shit, like period, I guess. But anyway, and I'm like, okay, well, your guys are getting free food and like PR and stuff, so I don't want to hear you complaining about having to film something for me. Like so that's how I get them. I just give them free food and PR that I randomly get sometimes. But yeah, so
tell me a little bit more about Sorority Rush.
Yeah.
Especially like I think that a lot of people, this is not talked about very often, but like Sorority Rush is such a scary, competitive, like very self-awaring process.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I was very anti like Greek life when I was in high school. Like not like, oh, Greek life is bad, this and that. I just was like, oh, like I would never see myself joining in a sorority. And then my friend actually convinced me to do it, and I was like, okay, like whatever, like I'll do it. Like again, I have a big mindset of like, you can do something and like if you want to do something and you hate it, then you can stop doing it. But I would rather regret like maybe regret doing it than regret not doing it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll rush, whatever. I didn't have like any friends that were rushing that I like knew, because my roommate wasn't rushing and I wasn't close with anyone else in my dorm that was rushing. But I remember me and this group of girls from our dorm like met up and like would walk to all the, you know, like the pre-events for it, where we like had that whole like slideshow of everyone who was rushing, like just an overview, whatever, things like that. And then the actual rush process was only a weekend for us. I mean, this past year was like 3 weekends, which I could not imagine. It was insane. I cannot imagine. That's part of the reason I did drop. A lot of people like to speculate why I dropped, but I genuinely like have a job now and like have to pay my bills, and that just didn't fit into the budget, which sucks. But you know, a lot of people, like I said, aren't aware of things like that because their parents pay for everything, which is great. But like at least be aware of like other, you know, whatever, before you start going online and like saying all this stuff. But anyway, but yeah, so it was obviously super nerve-wracking for me. Like I said, I'm a super talkative person, so I felt like I didn't feel very like anxious at all. A lot of people were super scared or super anxious, didn't know what to say, and like I was like, I'm fine. Like I don't. Like, it was nerve-wracking, of course, like, right when you got in. But then I was like, oh, okay, this is smooth sailing. I just talk about myself, basically, for the whole time. I was like, okay, whatever. And so, yeah, I got 7 houses in my first day and things like that. And then, obviously, like, I was also sick. And so it was really hard because I barely could speak. I remember coming in. I genuinely, like, it was my last party, and I actually could not speak. And the music was so loud, and I was like, I'm so sorry. They're not going to take me back because they couldn't even hear me talk. No, but, so yeah, I ended up, just going through the whole like recruitment process. I loved it. It was so much fun for me. I loved dressing up in these outfits. I met so many girls, and there's so many girls I still talk to that I just met in line, like, which a lot of people say, but like it's hard to believe. Okay, whatever. But I have so many of the girls on Snap, and I'll like see them around campus and like wave hi and things like that. And what I like about our Greek life system here is at least it's like only 9 sororities, so I feel like it's very like tight knit compared to somewhere like Alabama, where there's like what, like 15, 12 sororities, something like
God,
that. Like insane.
In Alabama.
Like I don't even know how
in
you would keep
South,
track of
anything. It
anything.
goes crazy.
Yeah, I could not
Bama
go.
Rush?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Bama Rush. I'm tapped into that though when that happens. But
insane.
yeah, but anyway, so I had a great experience during recruitment. I didn't run into any like problems. There was no one that was like rude to me or anything like that. It was very amazing. Like I loved it. And I loved being in a sorority my first year. I was very, very into it. Like if you knew me my first year, like that was like a big personality of mine. I love doing all the things like Alpha House, which just happened, like Greek Week, things like that. Very involved. Again, it just boiled down to like a lot of different things, but I don't have any like hard feelings towards my sorority or anyone in my sorority at all. Like I think people like to try to make problems online or try to start drama, and it's genuinely there's like no hard feelings.
They don't even know you.
They don't even like. I haven't even spoken to you. How is there 40 upvotes on this? I don't even know 40 people that personally. Like what? Like no. So yeah, and then being in a sorority, like I said earlier, while having a public image was kind of difficult, just because, you know, being in a sorority already, it's very like locked down, like you can't do this and do that in the public eye or whatever. So then on top of that, with people already knowing who I am and knowing what sorority I'm in, like it was very like difficult sometimes for me, because I was like, okay, like can you guys mind your business? Like these people like out and about, like just mind your business, please. Like
Yeah.
but the thing is, I never have like ever done anything crazy. I'm not a crazy partier. Like yeah, I go out, but like compared to a lot of people here, like I'm very tame, and like I get burnt out after like a day of going out. So I felt like I wasn't doing anything crazy, but like I would like yell at a frat guy, and then all of a sudden I'm getting like, you know, getting like kicked out of a frat and like blacklisted. I'm like, guys, like are we serious right now? Yeah. Again, just realized like I didn't have, like I'm here at college like paying for it all on my own, like through loans and things like that. I'm paying for my rent all on my own. I'm paying for my groceries. Everything's paid for on my own. So, which again gives me, I feel like, a different perspective than some people that may be getting everything paid for, or maybe aren't paying for their rent or aren't paying for their food. Like I feel like it's great. I wish, like, oh, mom, please, like, send me some money. But no.
What do you do for work?
I work at the rec center right now.
Okay.
And I just have a lot of money saved up from like the summer, and like I did get some like gifts from my like relatives for like college money and things like that. So I'm hoping to get a restaurant job here pretty soon, because I realized like, okay, like I need another stream of income. And yeah, so I'm basically living on my savings, which isn't like a great feeling. Like I've worked my whole like life since I could work, and like having that constant like stream of money is so nice. And then when you get to college, you don't realize how much money you spend. Like I didn't believe people when they were
especially at Boulder, it's so expensive.
Oh my God,
It's
everything
so
here is
expensive.
so expensive.
It's insane.
But I mean, it's very similar to San Diego, the prices wise. Like, where are you from? Are you
from New York City?
Oh, well, so you could probably like, yeah, it's also expensive over there too.
It's very expensive.
Yeah. But the only thing that's cheaper here is the gas, which is so nice. The gas is like $2 cheaper here than at home, and it's like insane. I have my car now this year, which is amazing.
It's the best thing ever.
Oh my God, do you have your car here?
I do have my car.
Oh, it's so nice. Like I don't have to take the bus to Target, like thankfully.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, especially during the winter. I'm very curious. I've never driven in the snow before. But a lot of my friends are from the Midwest, so I'm just gonna give them that job to drive my car during the winter. But yeah, so yeah, college experience so far has been amazing. Like I wouldn't take anything back. I think just like staying on track while also being able to go out and like have fun is definitely something that I feel like I mastered pretty well. I feel like if you get into the habit of skipping class and going out and like just doing all this stuff and you get off track, it's so easy to stay off track, which I've seen a lot of people like just around me or even in the dorms, like that happened to them, which is really sad to see, because it's like you're paying to be here, and like, yeah, I skip class more than I should, but you do have that perspective of like, okay, I need to balance like going out, work, school, personal time. Like I think like a lot of people underestimate like how much self-care you also need in college, just to like reset from like being around people 24/7, especially in the dorms. You're always around someone. Like you know, in the bathroom you're with someone like shit. Like, but yeah, so I think that I've been very blessed in my college experience of just like how far I've come and like where I'm at right now. So honestly, I feel like college has been definitely like what everyone like, how everyone knows me. Like obviously no one here knows me before college, so that's like my biggest thing, just like my college experience. And like I just always want to be like online, I want to be someone that, because I pride myself on being the same person online as I am in person, because a lot of people aren't, and it like sucks hearing like, oh, I went and met like this actor or celebrity or whatever YouTuber, and like they were completely different. Like I never wanted to be like that, so I'm always like so down to talk to anyone who comes up to me, or someone asked me on their podcast, like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, this is so cool, like, whatever, and things like that. So,
it's so important to be authentic.
Yeah,
100%. And to keep it real all the time.
Yes, because it's so easy to get caught up if you're not. Like, if you want to act like someone that you're not online, then people are going to find out eventually, like, the real character that you are. So, I was like, from a get-go, you have to, like, be 100% real, or just face the consequences that come with it. Like, but, yeah, so honestly, just, like, I love, even with all the things that happen, like I love when people come up to me or ask me questions and talk to me or things like that about Boulder, or are in my DMs asking me questions before coming to Boulder, things like that. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it though.
I have one more question for you. How have your relationships with and around people changed since being in high school and coming to college now?
Yeah. Like when I'm back at home? Or like
no. Like your relationships in college versus like in high school.
Like friendships or like
friendships, relationships, anything.
Oh yeah. Honestly, again, like always have been a super authentic person. My friendships at home are very like, all my friends are like, me and my friends are very loyal to each other. Again, since when you have that smaller circle, there's so many more benefits, I feel like. So yeah, I talk to my friends all the time from home. Like I mentioned earlier, I never had any like romantic relationships at all in high school ever. Like when I came to college, that was a super like huge thing. I was like, wow, there's so many people here now. Freshman year, like, is a whole whirlwind of like everyone like getting to know each other. You're in the dorms, things like that. And I still had like a kind of a hard time. Just like I would hang out with not very great like guys, and it was a mess. But this year, yeah, I just got into a relationship, which has been very weird for me, just because I'm so not used to it, and there's this like mental block in my head of like I could never imagine myself dating someone. So it's been definitely a learning curve as well. But my friends in college are very similar to my friends at home. Not even like similar, like I don't even know how to explain it, just their vibes are similar. Like they're completely different people, obviously, but like they get along so well, which I love. So like my friends from college will come visit over the summer, or like my friend Anna and I, my best friend Anna and I, best friend from college, just visited my best friend in Berkeley, and they got along so well, and it was like, wow, like
that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's like great, because at the end of the day, it's like they're all my best friends. I want everyone to get along with each other, and they're all so similar, because obviously if they're friends with me, there's some sort of similarity of like, you know, I'm friends with like, obviously you attract whoever, like, you know, so all my friends are very similar in that sense. So it's like super cool to see them all come together and like hang out, and I'm excited for summer when we're all gonna like visit each other. But even like my best friend Anna, we like clicked so fast, and I like went on a trip with her back home last year, and like I'm gonna go spend Thanksgiving with her this year. Like it's insane, because I was like, I didn't even know you a year ago. Well, a little bit over a year ago, but it's just crazy. If you really put effort into a friendship, like how like great it could be. So but I do dearly miss my friends at home. And actually I do have one of my best friends from home coming to this weekend for formal, which is like so weird. Like she's literally flying out, and we're gonna spend formal weekend together. So I'm very excited for that, because it'll be someone I actually know there. But yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Yeah, this was amazing.
Thank you so much
yes,
for coming
thank
on the podcast.
you. Yes, I really appreciate it.
This is awesome. This is so cool.